All right, got to swallow the gum here. Can't be chewing in the mic. All right. Yep. Hey, let's go, Maroon! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Bryant Field. We've got Woodberry Forest taking on the Episcopal High School Maroon today in boys soccer. We've got a beautiful 80-degree day out here today, no clouds in the sky. And I'm the play-by-play along with my analyst for today.
My name's Quinn Armstrong. Glad you all are tuning in today. We've got a great contest between the Woodberry Forest Tigers and the Episcopal High School Maroon, so it should be a good one. Good long-lasting rivalry over 120 years, and we're looking to have a great game today.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And that ball soars out of bounds, as that's going to be the first call of the game. It's going to be a pass in by number 4, Josh Lipschitz, for the Episcopal Maroon. That ball is headed to number 11, Hunter Hammond, and that ball will be out of bounds again. I believe that will stay Maroon ball.
Now, I think the key to this game today, Steve, Woodberry is a big physical team. They're fast, they're strong. It's a well-coached team, big team. It's a big school, all boys. So they're locked in. I think our Episcopal Maroon, I think we got to play fast, we got to play controlled, we got to have good defense today, and I think we'll be good.
I agree, as that ball soars out of bounds, and it'll be another Maroon possession here. And I think the key to this game, Quinn, is once these students get out of their afternoon options, I think the student section will be a big difference in this game. The crowd will have a huge effect.
Most definitely, Steve. I could not agree more.
And here's the corner kick for the Episcopal Maroon.
Starting lineup for the Maroon today, we got Olive Schroeder. We have Will McMillan. We've also got Elias Homer. We've got Hunter Hammond, Josh Lipschitz, Jake Ejim, Kofi Ejim. In goal, we got Patty Carr. We also have Josh Lipschitz on the starting pitch.
And then Nate Bastos as well, number 24.
Yep. And Whit Ravenel. Whit Ravenel is also starting today, along with Hudson Daughtry. So that's our 11 starters from the Maroon. And should be a big, fast, physical game. So I think the boys are excited. It's been talk of campus today, Steve. So.
And here's the big pass from Nate Bastos. It works for Kofi.
He is fast.
And number 17 is absolutely running with the ball. Takes his quick stop, and that ball will be out of bounds. And Kofi shows a bit of frustration on that.
Our head coach for the Maroon, we have Coach Rick Wilcox. And for the Woodberry Forest Tigers, we have Len Mills, Mark O'Donnell, and Frank Tallman. Along with the Maroon coaching staff, Evan Solis, Doug Homer, and yeah, that should do your coaches for the Maroon today. And Woodberry Forest Tigers, we're looking to have a clean competitive match today.
And there's the pass in by Josh Lipschitz, intended for number 11, Hunter Hammond, but that ball is going to soar out of bounds as Woodberry will take possession here. And that ball will be thrown in, tracked down by the defense of Episcopal. And saved from going out of bounds, but I believe that ball stayed in bounds. And Woodberry's having a tough time getting this ball onto the Episcopal side of the field here, as Episcopal's offense and midfield seem to be taking control of this game early on.
Possession's being absolutely dominated by the Maroon today. I think it's got a part with all our fans here. I think the whole football team's got practice off this week, a little bye week for the fellas, 1-0 start. So I think we got the whole team supporting the Maroon today.
I agree.
And I've been looking forward to this all day, Steve. I think it's going to be a great match, and I can't wait.
I have too, and I overheard one of the football players say that this was a mandatory event. That this soccer game needed to be cheered on by the students as well as athletes of the school, and I completely agree. I think this is one of the biggest rivalries in terms of high schools, and I think everybody needs to experience the thrill of the rivalry.
Most definitely, Steve.
That ball soars out of bounds as Episcopal will take possession. Number 22, Will McMillan, will pass this ball in. Intended for Hudson Daughtry. Pass looking for Olive Schroeder, number 8, but that ball is intercepted by the defense of Woodberry.
Olive Schroeder's been flying around the field so far. It's a key player in this match today. Just recently got moved to center back, and yeah, he's been loving the role of being kind of big leader of this defense, so I'm excited to see how he plays today. One of my good friends.
And here's Jake Najee, number 15, with the ball. Passes it to Nate Bastos, number 24.
Nate Bastos, also a strong basketball player. His dad's my biology teacher.
I had him last year, Quinn. He was actually one of my favorite teachers of the year last year.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I really grew to get to know him and get to really enjoy him as a teacher, as a person, individually.
And a few things have been clear to me. Episcopal's dealing with a few injuries. We have Chad Schmachtenberger. He's out with an ACL injury. Javi McGowan, he has a hurt wrist and a concussion. We got Eliseo. He's got a concussion. And Will Cronin's also not able to play in this game. So that's 4 key players out for the Maroons. So hopefully they're able to bounce back from this and just try to compete with the guys they got out there.
And that ball was just a pass by the goalie out of the goalie box. And Episcopal's defense, or offense, I should say, is really playing very strong in these opening few minutes of this first period of this ball game. And here's Hudson Daughtry with the great pass to Jake Najee, number 15, over the head. And that'll be passed back to Patrick Carr, number 1, who is in our goal for the Episcopal Maroon, and he's in yellow.
Goalie for Woodberry Forest is in purple today.
He does not have a number, so we are unable to identify his name, as that ball will soar out of bounds. Be Woodberry Forest possession. And that ball is intended for number 21 on Woodberry Forest, Christian Kobilski. But unfortunately, and so Woodberry will take this free kick around center field, as I believe that's number 35, Alejandro Ford, with the pass. So that ball is going to soar to the goalie of Episcopal High School, Mr. Patrick Carr.
I think a key part of this game also is for Patrick Carr to just play very well, Steve. Patrick's a big part of this team. He's takes playing goalie very seriously here, multi-sport athlete, and I think he'll be a big part of this game so far.
And that was just Whit Ravenel, number 6. Pass intended for number 9, Elise Homer. And that will be tried down by the Woodberry Forest defense. Number 35 again, Alejandro Ford. And Woodberry's defense is trying to make their way downfield, as they have not had many attempts at that yet. As the Episcopal sideline is cheering on a few supporters from Woodberry Forest fan base today on the left side. And same with the Episcopal Maroon, as I assume, Steve, around halftime we'll get a lot more fans here. And I'm sure by the second half it'll be booming. Most definitely. And one thing I've heard about this Episcopal roster is Javi McGowan was, believe it or actually one of the key pieces to this varsity soccer team today, or for this year, but unfortunately got hurt early in the season. And so number 8, I believe, Olive Schroeder, has taken his spot in being the good substitute. Olive's been playing for a number of years now, and he's a pretty good athlete. He's a really good piece of the bench when it comes to Episcopal soccer, but he's a great role and plays a great role in this team.
Great kid, too. I've been impressed by Jake and Ejim so far. He's playing very well. He's really holding down this defense right now, Steve.
I have, too, as number 8, Olive Schroeder, passes it to Will McMillan, number 22. Ball goes back to Olive Schroeder as he's scanning the field to make a decision. Pass back to Patrick Carr, the goalie. They're playing a little back and forth action. As Will McMillan tries to...
That ball go out of bounds.
As Will McMillan tried to juke the defender, number 37, on Woodberry Forest, but Woodberry's defense was a little bit better that time.
Yeah, definitely. Episcopal's kind of just stalling a little bit, and Woodberry kind of hopped on that a little bit.
I agree. And one interesting thing about this game so far is the sidelines. You see every player on the Episcopal sidelines standing and cheering on their team and waiting to get in the game and hoping to get in the game. But then you look over at the Woodberry sideline, and it's very quiet, very peaceful, everyone's sitting down. It's quite interesting.
Most definitely, Steve. I kind of like how the Maroon are standing up here cheering on their boys.
I do too.
Just I feel like they're a very tight team and kind of consider themselves a little community. So.
I agree. As 10 minutes have just passed in this ball game, if you're just joining us, it is a 0-0 tie game.
In the 10th minute.
As Woodberry Forest takes on the Episcopal Maroon. And that ball will be defended by Josh I hear that. But that ball will be intended for number 2, Hudson Daughtry, but that ball was sore out of bounds. It's number 37. Oleski Klapushinsky.
That's a tough one, Steve.
Yeah, that was difficult. I apologize, number 37, for messing up your name. As here's Olive Schroeder scanning the field. Passes to Will McMillan. That ball back to Olive Schroeder.
First 5 minutes here, Steve. Ball was on Woodberry's side the whole time. Now the ball seems to be on Episcopal's side most of the time. So let's hope the Maroon can retake possession here and get the ball upfield a little bit, get a few shots on goal, and hopefully get lucky and put one in the back of the net.
I agree. They would definitely be getting lucky off that one.
Good attempt there by Whit Raven, a little through ball. I like that.
And one thing I've noticed is this game so far in the first 11 minutes and 20 seconds has been quite even in terms of play style as well as skill level.
I thought it's very even, Steve. I was thinking the same thing. It's been pretty much a 50-50 game. Ball's been in both sides of the field for about half the game each. So I think both teams probably a little nervous here, as this is a big, big game. Woodberry Forest had to travel probably about 2.5 hours to this match. Episcopal, luckily, gets the home field advantage this year. So maybe they can use that to their advantage.
Hopefully.
As hopefully we get a good amount of fans out here supporting and chirping.
And let's not forget our scores table, as we have Hart Sands, who's a freshman, doing the scores table, and then we've got Malik Studi, who is a senior this year, and they're part of the equipment managing team. And so let's not forget about everybody else who has a big part in this Episcopal community. That ball is saved by the goalie of Episcopal High School.
Malik and Hart, two very, very good young men on the basketball team. They're looking to have a big season, led by Coach Fitz, and I can tell the boys are excited. I know you're excited, Steve.
Most definitely. It's going to be a fun season, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting to know the new guys on the team and seeing the old ones, and it's just going to be an all-around fun time.
Love to hear that.
As there's a whistle for the stoppage here, as the clock is just passing 12:45, and this is going to be an Episcopal throw-in by Josh Lipschitz. Pass intended for, I believe, number 17, Kofi Ajim, but that ball was headed out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Steve, one thing I've noticed is Coach Doug Homer, he's having some very good communication with the players right now, getting them in the right spots, trying to make it as most successful that they can. So
I agree. As that ball soars over the net, over the goal of the Woodberry Forest. Did you see who that shot was taken by?
I believe it was Hudson Daughtry, number 2. Hudson is a very valuable player on this team. He's a part of the first floor on Berkeley, which is where I stay at.
Yeah, man.
Yep, best floor on campus, says Malik Stute, also a member of First Floor Burke. You just can't beat Burke.
And Hudson Daughtry was in my English and history class last year, and I got to know him pretty well, and I would notice how sometimes on his computer he would be in the college app, and there would be a bunch of offers that he had from numerous colleges, so I know he's a pretty good soccer player, and there's definitely D1 schools looking at him for sure.
Oh, most definitely. Also, Elias Homer, a key part to this team. He's very fast, he's big, he plays physical, and I know he'll probably be trying to take his talents to college along with him, so hopefully a big season from Elias can really help his stock.
Most definitely.
In recruiting.
And I think many of these players on this Episcopal field right now are definitely intending to hopefully take their talents to the next level and play in the collegiate realm, which is very, very interesting to watch as these players develop over time.
We also have Whit Ravenel. He's number 6 for the Maroon. He's a new student this year, new junior. And his dad, part of the MRC, Steve, McCain Ravenel. It's his father.
That's him. Small world we live in.
Might be his grandfather. So
I believe it was his grandfather.
Yeah, it's definitely his grandfather. So if I'm mistaken that, I apologize.
But nevertheless, he was a great man here at Episcopal. He really changed the community.
Real mentor for Senator John McCain. So
absolutely.
That was
and
a wild kick by Josh Lipschitz there. Wow.
Absolutely jumped in the air. It was almost like a flying side kick to the head.
I'll tell you, I played baseball with Josh Lipschitz, and he's a character. He does. He's a really nice kid. I love Josh. He's definitely got a unique style of play in soccer and baseball.
That is great footwork by number 22, Will McMillan, as he takes that ball just past midfield, makes somebody fall, and unfortunately trips over number 37, the very hard name.
That's Alexei Klapashev. I think it's Klapashevsky. I believe that's what Woodberry's Woodberry ESPN told me.
That's good to know.
Which is their sports media team. Many of you guys don't know, but I mean, Woodberry's got a sports media team. We got a sports media team. We're always competing, trying to be better. So
we are better.
I mean, we are better. You just watch the streams, and
it's pretty obvious. Day by day, we're just getting better and better, and I feel like our equipment completely blows theirs out of the park.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So
as Reed Applegate, number 5, checks in for Hudson Daughtry, number 2, as he'll enter midfield.
And Hudson Daughtry's played key minutes in that first opening 16 minutes of this ball game, but I'm sure his break will not be very long, and so we'll definitely enter back into this game. As there's a battle on the other side of the field, Episcopal High School will retain possession, and this will be Josh Lipschitz throwing the ball in once again. Pass intended for, I'm not sure, over the head of Hunter Hammond, I believe. And Woodbury Forest will take this just over midfield.
Nate Basto's speed helps him get a little stop there. Woodbury retains possession in midfield, but Nate Basto's speed really caught up to the ball there. And
here's Elias Homer with the
Olive Schroeder with a great play there, a little slide tackle.
And he is still trying to get that ball as the Episcopal defense. And that ball will roll into the arms of Patrick Carr, the Episcopal goalie.
Good D there by Olive Schroeder. He really took that possession and kind of turned it into a little dud for the Woodbury Forest Tigers.
And Patrick Carr will pass that ball over to Olive Schroeder, who boots it downfield just past midfield as the Episcopal offense is trying to get something going. And here's Elias Homer, sorry. And this ball is still at midfield. Elias Homer pass back to Will McMillan, looking for Whit Ravenel in the midfield. And he is absolutely attacked by 2 Woodbury defenders. Ball back to Olive Schroeder as he intends that pass for Josh Lipschitz, who battles for the ball. And here's Jacob Najim tracking that ball down. And that ball soars about 2 times the normal
height of a goal.
Shot height. That ball was bombed over the net.
As John Hong, number 13, checks in for Hunter Hammond, who's number 11. Sticks comes out of the game, but I'm sure he'll be right back there soon. And one thing I've noticed, Steve, is you know the term they use in football for running backs that are workhorses? They just always get the ball and they're running in. They're just a workhorse, like a Derrick Henry.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what number 37 on Woodbury feels like to me. He's on every ball. He's flying around the field. He just seems like the workhorse for this offense.
I would have to agree, as he just takes that ball away from the Episcopal offense, and that was another stolen.
Great boot by Olive Schroeder out of bounds. It might be saved by Kofi.
And
Kofi does save it.
Tracks that ball, number 17 on the other side of the field.
Kofi looks to use his speed here to get past his defender.
Sprinting downfield, ball gets underneath him a little bit.
Good little ball movement by Episcopal here. Should try to get the ball to the other side of the field to
And that's
Reed Applegate.
That's great footwork by Whit Ravenel as he just jukes out the defender.
Good little through ball there. Good idea by Elias. But
intended for number 5, Reed Applegate, as he tries to sprint that ball down, unable to get there as Woodberry will take possession. And it'll be interesting to see who the first score of this game is, because I think it could really be either team. As I was saying earlier, these teams seem very equal in terms of play style, as Olive Schroeder kicks that ball off to Whit Ravenel. Will McMillan to take that on the right side of the field. Pass back to Olive Schroeder. Looking for Josh Lipschitz as he takes the ball.
As Olive Schroeder seems to have a lot of supporters behind us. Bit of a ladies' man.
As I believe that's the girls' varsity soccer is practicing behind us, and the boys have grabbed their attention a little bit, unlike Woodberry, as they do not have girls, which is quite unfortunate for them.
Yeah, that must be brutal.
Hey, they chose that school, right?
So wouldn't be my first choice, Steve. Would definitely not be mine.
As number 24 for Woodberry Forest takes that ball. Woodberry's offense is trying to get something going, getting this ball downfield.
As Hunter Hammond looks to check in here, number 11, they call him Sticks. He's a captain, and he's locked in.
And that's a great through ball by number 9. Intended for number 13 on Episcopal High School, John Hong.
Out of Seoul, South Korea. We have a lot of nationality on this Episcopal squad. So we got
and that ball punted by the Woodberry Forest goalie. Not very far, but very high. And number 5, Reed Applegate, tries to track that ball down as it deflects off of his shins. And, oh, maybe not. Maybe it deflected off the Woodberry guys.
Hunter Hammond checks on for Whit Ravenel. Whit Ravenel looks hyped up on the sideline, trying to get the team, get a little energy going. Whit played some key minutes there, and Hunter Hammond looks to fill that role and do the exact same thing.
And here's the Episcopal offense. As the Woodberry midfield tries to hit that ball to number 14 on Woodberry Force.
Could be a big stop here
Jones.
for Schroeder. Great play by Will McMillan there.
Great deflection by the Episcopal defense as Reed Applegate, number 4, takes this ball up. Intended for Josh Lipschitz. That's a good through ball back to Reed Applegate. He has a pass that he could play to number 13.
Whoa!
That is a body.
That's a cheap shot.
As he got absolutely blown up. And the Episcopal sideline is getting very, very upset as the team claps for their teammate. And Reed Applegate looked a little shaken up on that, but he is walking it off, no limp in sight, as he's a tough guy. He's been here since his freshman year at Episcopal. I've known him. He was my good buddy of mine's roommate, and he's a great kid, tough kid, and that was nothing for him. He's been through way more.
Looks like the Woodberry player is a little more hurt than him. Seems like he might need to hit the weight room.
And I believe, Quinn, that was a penalty, so Episcopal High School will get a free kick here. Is that ball intended for the top right corner?
Good shot from Elias Homer there. I love attacking the pitch there. And
shot just a little too far as he was really trying to slip that ball right into the top right corner, as that would have been a beautiful goal.
Steve, if I'd had to put a percentage on this game about who's kind of dominating, it's about 50-50 right now. I feel like Episcopal's come out with a lot of energy, and they're not – I know Woodbury's a 5-1 squad, but they're not letting anything get to them.
Definitely. I think, like we've been saying, that this game will be very back and forth. I think each team will definitely have the runs of their own, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top, because this is an extremely even game as this ball is headed around. Number 14 for Woodberry Forest passes that, gets the ball back. Reed Applegate.
Attaboy, Reed.
Playing great defense. And number 14, Wyatt Jones.
Reed and Hudson are roommates on my floor, so hopefully we'll see that connection come out in a little bit.
Good through ball back to Nate Bastos as that ball soars out of bounds. And Woodberry Forest will take this possession. And a little under 25 minutes here have gone by as the clock is approaching.
No score yet, Steve.
Yep, still a 0-0
Limited shots
game.
on goal, probably about only a handful, or about a couple for each team.
And here's number 3, Cody Udokuwu for Woodberry Forest.
Sorry, by the way, sorry, a little disclaimer. Sorry if we don't pronounce these names
Yeah, if we botch any
the right
of the
way.
names, it is.
We obviously don't go to school with Woodberry. So, yeah. And a little shout out to the EHS Sports Media crew today. We have Joe Bells, our director, Duke Shackelford, producer, Gus Gardino on camera, and Coach Mills overlooking everything, as always.
And Coach Mills here is his first year here as an Episcopal teacher, and thankfully he joined the sports media crew, and he's a great addition to this sports media team this year, and we're very happy to have him.
Very committed to the squad, and we really appreciate him taking the
Absolutely.
sports media team to the next level that we really needed.
And it's nice because he is learning just as much as we are, because this is his first time doing this, and so he is asking questions the same as we are, which is nice.
As Hudson Daughtry looks to check in here along with Van Seagrave and Whit Ravenel. Van Seagrave, a sophomore, key part of this team, coming off the bench, looks to give a little energy. I believe he plays defense, so he'll probably come in for Schroeder, Jakin, or Will McMillan here.
And he'll have to be a key factor for this Episcopal defense, number 21.
As Drew Haino tracks that ball down. God, he looked like a little Saquon Barkley there.
Albino. And here's the corner kick by Woodberry Forest as that ball is deflected out. Great deflection by Patrick Carr. The goalie is Kofi Ajin, shows off the speed as he's running down the right side of the field. And that ball will roll out of bounds. Episcopal High School, I'm assuming will take possession as number 21, Van Seagrave, and number 6, Whit Ravenel.
Van Seagrave will check in for Kofi. Hudson Daughtry will check in for Reed Applegate, and John Hong will check out for Whit Ravenel.
And Reed Applegate is showing a little bit of signs of pain, but I'm sure he's just fine, and he'll get back in that game as Kyle, our head athletic trainer, is coming to check on him as he does so well.
Shout out Kyle.
Shout out Kyle. Guy.
Just getting me right.
Guy.
Gal.
What a guy. As this ball will be passed in by, I believe that's number, is that Van Seagrave? Maybe?
Might be Van Seagrave. I think, yeah, it is Van Seagrave.
So.
Seagrave's rocking the blue cleats today, so it'd be pretty easy to spot him.
Yep, as that ball soars out of bounds, number 21, Van Seagrave, going to pass this ball in again. Looking around, pass goes off to Hunter Hammond as he finesses his way through the Woodberry defense. Ball movement is looking very good by the Episcopal offense so far in this game. Is that shot saved by the Woodberry goalie, but great shot, as you said, Quinn, on the
keep them on their heels
on the goal.
Steve, is my favorite saying on the EHS Sports Media broadcast. Close but no cigar. Close but no cigar.
And if this isn't the epitome of that, then I really don't know what is. As this score is still 0-0 as we're close to 30 minutes.
0-0.
0-0.
Oh, good shot by Hudson there.
That's good terminology, Quinn.
Just a little wide. But I like that shot. His Episcopal's able to regain possession near the far sideline.
Tracked down, sprinted at by Van Seagrave as that ball will be booted out of bounds by Seagrave as well. And Woodberry's goalie will take this goalie kick. And that ball will be bombed just past midfield as Woodberry takes possession.
Olive boots it right back downfield to his teammate Hunter Hammond.
Great kick by Olive Schroeder to save that ball from rolling onto the Episcopal side of the field.
I like how Olive's playing today. He's playing with some confidence, some swagger.
I have to agree. I think he's really stepped up to his role with Javi McGowan being injured right now, and I think he's playing well, and he's definitely filling the shoes that need to be filled.
Hudson, really competitive kid, and he's looking to get every free ball here as he does so well.
And that ball will be recovered by the Episcopal goalie, Patrick Carr, as that ball was not intended to be a shot, but just so happened to roll past everybody on the Woodberry Forest offense to roll right to the Episcopal goalie, as number 6, Whit Ravenel, will take this ball away from number 17, the defender.
I like how Whit plays. He plays very physical, and he uses his body to get some leverage over these smaller guys.
I agree.
I love how he plays.
And he may not have the height, but he definitely has the size to be a big bully on the field, and he definitely uses it to his advantage, which I like to see.
Josh Lipschitz goes for the slide tackle, just misses.
And this ball will be passed to number 9 on the opposite side of the field for Woodberry Forest, as that ball curves left to right. Bombed by, I believe, Olive Schroeder once again. Tried to head it to Van Seagrave. Yep. Intercepted by the Woodberry defense. And that will be...
Good play by Josh Lipschitz.
That will be
takeaway.
Tipped by Josh Lipschitz, number 4, as he takes this ball down midfield. And I think that may have been intended for number 2, Hudson Daughtry, on the left side of the field as he was cutting, but I am not sure, as that ball did not curve enough, and that landed right into the the Woodberry goalie as he punts this ball right downfield. And that's Jake and Eugene passing it right back to midfield as Whit Ravenel battles for the ball. Good defense by Josh Lipschitz as that ball is recovered by number 11, Hunter Hammond, for the Episcopal Maroon. And I believe that whistle may be on the Episcopal offense. As that ball soars out of bounds, I believe Woodberry will, or no, Jake and Eugene for Episcopal High School will pass that ball in.
As I see a little group of, I don't know if it's Woodberry Forest students or something, but looks right out of a J. Crew magazine.
I would have to agree. And here's Hudson Daughtry with the shot on goal, but that is saved by the Woodberry Forest goalie.
Good shot there from Hudson.
I know Hudson definitely wanted to get that ball a little bit in the air, but unfortunately it was saved, but I'm sure he'll definitely have more opportunities to come. So that ball tried to be headed by number 14 on the Woodberry offense, but missed badly. Will McMillan chases this ball down, and that will be a Woodberry call, as the Episcopal team did not believe that he saw that correctly. And that ball will be caught by the Episcopal goalie, Patrick Carr, number 1. And here's Olive Schroeder trying to make a move on the defender of Woodberry Forest, but he takes that away, number 14, Wyatt Jones. And he's talking to his coach right now as they discuss the new defensive plan. And number 35 for Woodberry, or number 3, my apologies, for Woodberry Forest, Cody Udakuku will take this free kick. And that'll be bombed.
That is a bomb.
And that'll be a great shot, but an even better save by Patrick Carr for the Episcopal Maroon goalie.
I'll tell you, Steve, we're a little blocked there from the Episcopal bench squad, but I thought that ball went in, but as soon as I heard a few of the teammates start cheering, I knew Patrick made a great save. So
I agree.
That's one of my keys to the game. Patrick Carr, he's going to be the X factor here today.
I would have to agree with that as well, as that ball appeared to me as, same to you, definitely went in the goal, but stood up, and sure enough, great save by Patrick Carr. And here's Hudson Daughtry. Pass back to Aleve Schroeder, number 8. Off to Elias as he makes number 15 on the Woodberry defense fall as he takes this ball downfield. Absolutely broke his ankles there. And I don't know if you can recover from that one if you're a defender.
That's rough.
That's rough. Hopefully these 2 substitutes will take him out, give him a breather. And here's number 17 for the Woodberry Forest, Winston Smith coming out. And I don't know if it was you, but I saw 2 substitutes go in and 1 came out. I don't know where the other one was, but.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up, but.
Don't really know how soccer works too well, but I know that's definitely not right. So that's a question. But here's number 2, Hudson Daughtry, taking this ball as he finesses that ball through the defender.
I'm impressed by Hudson's foot skills here. He's showing off some very impressive ones. So.
I agree. He's definitely been putting in the footwork over the offseason, and
most definitely.
It's clearly showing.
Same with Elias Homer. He's just kind of the big man in the offense, and I love watching him play. One of the nicest kids I've ever met, and he's a great addition to this team as he was a new student last year. All the way from lives in Virginia, but he's Swedish, and he's a great kid.
And he's also a great singer, believe it or not. He's a part of the Episcopal choir.
He is, yeah, I forgot about that.
And they perform typically every week in chapel, and their performances are usually always magnificent, per usual. So he is I guess you could say that's a multi-sport athlete, maybe.
Definitely. As Coach Wilcox grabs Kofi Egan, and Kofi, number 17, looks to check in here as soon as there's a little bit of stoppage.
And senior Kofi Egan is definitely playing a big role in today's game as Javi McGowan is unfortunately injured. And that is a goal by number 9 on the Woodberry Forest team, Robbie Handelsman. And that'll be a 1-0 Woodberry Forest lead. 36 minutes have gone by in this opening first half as the Episcopal defense seems to be very flustered and upset a little bit as the head coach for the Episcopal Maroon tells them to keep their head up.
I like the leadership there shown by Coach Wilcox. It's not a huge deal. We're coming up on almost 38 minutes here, 37-10. And I think the Maroon just need to get a little bit going on offense, not let the defense fall apart. Just as they like to call it, just flush that one right down the toilet. Don't even think about it anymore.
And the great thing about soccer is there's plenty of game left.
Plenty of game.
So no need to worry. As that'll be a foul on the Episcopal defense as Woodberry Forest will take this possession. And it is a beautiful day here on the Holy Hill. 37 minutes and 45 seconds going by in this game. If you've just joined us, it is a 1-0 Woodberry Forest lead as they just scored in minute 36 of this game. And I know the Episcopal offense is definitely going to try to do everything they can to make this game a even matchup. That ball will be kicked, intended for number 2, Hudson Daughtry, but headed by the Woodberry defense. And that'll be saved by Patrick Carr as number 9 for the Woodberry defense runs right into him. I didn't know that was allowed, but I guess it is. As that ball will go out of bounds.
As it looks like the Episcopal girls soccer team is now fully watching the game. Looks like they wrapped up practice a little earlier. Me and Steve had the opportunity to announce one of their games the other day as they took a W 4-3 against Elizabeth Seton. Yep,
that's right.
It was a good game though. The girls came out with a lot of energy and got a great win. I'm sure coaches are proud of them.
It was a great game. They had an early lead, 3-1, but as you say, it's close, but definitely no cigar. And
yep, they got it to 3-2, and then I believe Episcopal got to 4-2 and then 4-3. So yeah, it was just a well-fought game. Emily Gerard with 3 goals, Wynn Bogan with 1, as those are the 2 leading scorers for our varsity girls team. So glad to see another win on the Holy Hill.
Absolutely. number 15, Jacob Najim, passes this ball in, tracks it down. He will pass that ball back to number 8, Olive Schroeder, as he tries to do something, scans the field, sees who to pass to. He's going to roll that ball over to number 2, Hudson Daughtry, intended for Elias. Homer. And this will be taken by the Episcopal.
Good stop there by Olive.
Defense.
Great stop,
slide
Olive.
kick by Olive Schroeder, executed perfectly to number 2, Hudson Daughtry.
Really good control there by Hudson. He could have forced a pass there in midfield to Josh Lipschitz, but he decided to scan the field, fake out, I think it was 3 defenders, and deliver a nice pass in the back to just get the offense going again. So great job by him controlling the game.
I agree, and the scoreboard definitely doesn't show it, but I'd say the footwork and the ball handling in terms of dribbling the ball is definitely favored for the Episcopal Maroon, as they seem to me to just be getting past every defensive player on the Woodberry Forest team. And we're joined here by Henry Cunningham, sophomore of Episcopal High School. He's just walked over. He's actually a part of the sports media broadcasting team, as that ball soars past the hands of Patrick Carr, Episcopal goalie, but goes thankfully out of bounds.
Henry, resident of Utah.
Utah, really? How about that?
As that is halftime here on the Holy Hill. The score is 1-0, Woodberry Forest over, but the Maroon look to come back in the second half, get something rolling. I know Coach Bryant Field, right in front of Hershey Athletic Center on the Holy Hill, and I'm your analyst, Corn Armstrong, joined with
The play-by-play is Stephen Lilly for today. It's probably about a 80-degree day here, not a single cloud in the sky. We've got a beautiful day, and we're ready to get this second half started as Woodberry has a 1-0 lead. But I know that the coaching staff of Episcopal High School has definitely communicated to their team that they need a goal, and they need one sooner rather than later.
And one thing I've noticed, Steve, the starting goalie, Patrick Carr, is on the sideline right now as new goalie Hank Green checks in. Hank is a sophomore.
And
Maybe a little trying to switch up the pace here. Hank is as I said, sophomore. He's out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Steve.
Really?
That's your hometown.
How about that? Hank Green. Huh. I did not know he lived in Raleigh, but that is interesting to know, as he'll take this goal box to start the second half, and the ball is underway. Back to number 17, Winston Smith, the Woodberry Forest Tigers.
The Tigers.
The Tigers.
As a key takeaway for me this half, Steve, is Episcopal needs to get the offense going. We need to be aggressive. We need to play a little risky, and we need to bring it to this Woodberry Forest very strong varsity soccer team. So I'm excited to see how the Maroon come out here.
I agree. It's Kofi Ajim for Episcopal High School tracks this ball down. Number 23 for the Woodberry Forest, double teamed by the Episcopal defense as Nate Bastos takes control, number 24. And here's Wet Ravenel with the deflection. Pass made to number 10 as that ball is shot, but missed. And that ball goes wide left of the Episcopal goal box. And here's Olive Schroeder, number 8, taking this goal kick. There's Wet Ravenel trying to get this ball on the Woodberry side of the field, but unable to do so.
Good little play by Witt there to Hudson Daughtry on the near side, on the far sideline. Excuse me. Olive Schroeder boots that one.
And this is taken all the way back to the Woodberry side of the field as Hudson Daughtry absolutely sprints his way over there, number 2 for the Episcopal High School. And he tries to get that ball, but unable to, as the Woodberry goalie will take this ball.
Yep. And better give you guys a quick rundown of how Woodberry and Episcopal have played this season. They've, I believe, Woodberry is about, I believe, 5-1. They are 4-1, excuse me. They've beaten AACHS, Trinity Episcopal they lost to from Richmond 2-0. Beat Covenant from Charlottesville. Beat St. Steve and St. Agnes, one of our rivals, 2-1. And they beat Virginia Episcopal School 5-0. Episcopal's lost to Bishop Ireton 2-1. They beat King Abdul Academy 10-1. And they lost to St. Chris the other day 5-0. So Episcopal's 1-2 and Woodberry's 4-1. Episcopal's looking to get back in the win column and make it 2-2. So let's see how the boys come out in the second half.
Definitely, I agree. It's number 35 for the Woodberry Forest. Alexei Klapushinsky hits the ground. And Kofi Ajim will line up to try to block this kick. He's standing right in front of number 3 for the Woodberry Forest Tigers, Cody Udakuwu.
Chad Schmachtenberger, one of the injured players for the Maroon, give a little advice for his guys.
And that ball headed in. I believe that may have been an own goal, unfortunately. But nevertheless, the Woodberry Forest just scored that goal, and that's a 2-0 lead in this game early in the second half. And that definitely hurts the Episcopal Maroon as they try to take command of this game.
Coach Wilcox says it's a wake-up call, and I think he's completely right there.
As the Episcopal defense tries to track this ball down, Jakin and Jean, number 15 for the defense. That ball curves to the left. A shot attempt by number 24 for the Woodberry Tigers, Macaulay Davis, but that shot deflected by the Episcopal defense. And this ball will be taken out of bounds by the Woodberry Tigers, as this will be a corner kick, I believe. Taken, is that number 10? Can't tell. On this side of the field.
I believe so. It is number 10.
I think it's number 10, Sudhit Sangela. And that ball will soar just over the goalie box.
That'll be another corner kick, I believe, Steve.
And I believe the same person, number 10, will be attempting this kick. And you know what they say, if you don't succeed, try again. So, unfortunately, the Woodberry Tigers get another attempt at this goal kick on the opposite side.
Am I good?
And so we will see if they can do something here. And Kofi sprints up to the ball to try to get the kicker off. And that ball will be booted by Jakin and Jean to get it out of bounds. Rolls out. Number 23, John Schatz, passed that ball in.
As we're 5.5 minutes into the second half here, it's 2-0 Woodberry Forest.
That ball attempted the shot, but slid and missed, as he did not even hit the ball. And so the Woodberry team will have to reset, as that is a bicycle kick attempt by...
Buddy thought he was messy there, huh?
And that
as he does not complete the bicycle kick, as it was not even close. Can't even say close, but no cigar there, Steve. That was no close. Absolutely no cigar.
Yeah, certainly not. I wouldn't even give him a cigarette for that. That's just, I don't know what that was. But he attempted it, didn't work out.
As Reed Applegate checks in for Nate Bastos. Good run by Nate there.
And here's Reed Applegate, who was being tended to by Kyle, our athletic trainer, earlier in the first half, but it appears to be he is back and healthy for this second half.
As his roommate Hudson Daughtry fights for steal a ball there. Oh,
that ball comes off just the right side of Nate Bastos' foot as that ball soars out of bounds.
Whit Ravenel's foot.
Whit Ravenel's foot, my apologies. And so that ball will be passed into the corner as it soars out of bounds. Number 10 on Woodberry Forest will take this ball out.
And a little key for the Maroon here. I believe the ball's been on Maroon side of the field most of the second half, pretty much all the second half. So I think they need to kind of switch the momentum here. They've gone down a few goals, but they can't let that get to them, as they need to compete here and hopefully score 2 goals here, get this game close again.
And this is a battle for the ball, as the Episcopal defense just not letting this ball go anywhere near the Woodberry boys so that they could set up a play there. As that's good defense and well earned, because it is Episcopal's ball, as Josh Lipschitz will take this free kick, scanning the field looking for somebody to pass to.
As Coach Wilcox says that the boys need possession, I couldn't agree more. They needed possession here. They need to get the ball on the Woodberry side of the field if they want to win this game.
That ball bobbed over midfield is number 17 for the Woodberry Forest. Passes it back as maybe an injury is number 23 on the Woodberry Forest. John
He's slow to
Schatz
get up.
Good
ball there to Kofi. Kicked out of
That
bounds.
ball soars out of bounds just above our head athletic trainer, Jen Fitzpatrick, and our oldest faculty member, Mr. Stubbs, as they did not even flinch.
Mr. Stubbs is probably the most loyal fan out of everyone here. He comes to every game. He was at every baseball game last year, even our spring break trip in Florida, Steve.
Wow.
He was there supporting the guys. And he's just a great community member to have and support the young guys we have here at Episcopal.
Talk about somebody who bleeds maroon.
Oh. And a little fun fact, Coach Rick Stubbs has taught here since 1976 in the math department. And that's a long time.
And if my math is correct, then that means that he has been here for 46 years. And
approaching 50.
That is definitely more than my lifetime. I think Quinn and I both combined.
Definitely.
So, fun fact, he actually coached my uncle, believe it or not, here at Episcopal in soccer. So he's definitely a big soccer fan, as he, I believe, still coaches for the girls' team.
Yeah, he
if
does.
I'm not mistaken.
He helps out with the girls' varsity team, who we announced the other day.
That's
and,
right.
He used to be a baseball coach, as he gave that up, but he's still probably our most loyal fan. So we really appreciate
number
him.
17, Kofi Eugene, tries to run that ball down the sideline, but number 35 for the Woodberry defense, Alejandro Ford, will hit that ball out.
Alejandro is very, very, very big, and he's fast, and he's kind of cutting off all the sidelines here. So.
There you go.
There you go. Pause.
And here's the ball tracked down by number 11, Hunter Hammond. Intended to be square for a shot on goal, maybe a header, but that ball just did not lift in the air. Covered by the Woodberry defense. Moving downfield is number 17, Winston Smith takes it. And rolls it to number 10 as Josh Lipschitz hits that ball out of bounds. And
Josh Lipschitz wanted that call for the Maruna throw-in, but
yeah, he did not see the same thing the ref saw, which is always frustrating when you're an athlete. Here's number 37 for the Woodberry offense, tracking the ball down, as the Episcopal defense needs to really step up, as that ball just barely misses.
That ball had a lot of spin on it.
A lot of spin and a lot of power.
Curve, just like a nice little curve ball.
That ball sort of left to right, intended for the top right corner again, I believe. Just missed. And so Liev Schroeder will take that goal kick. Easy pass to Whit Ravenel on the other side of the field.
Special shout out to Malik Studi. He is he's absolutely locked into the scoreboard right now.
And he is the sole scoreboard attendant for today's game, as Hart Sands has left the booth.
I don't know where Hart went.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure.
Good cross, but great play by Reed Applegate there.
Hart is the soccer general manager, or manager I should say, not general manager, but he's tending to the water bottles right now, making sure the players are staying hydrated.
Good job, Hart. As Woodberry's got possession inside about 20 yards here. Right outside the 18-yard box.
And the Episcopal defense is having a really hard time, but this may be the break they need. And that ball intended for Hudson
ball by
Dodgy,
Hunter
number 2.
Hammond there.
Still cutting. And Elias
Homer.
That one. Definitely was looking for the pass, as he thought he had a wide open goal, but was unable.
Let's go, Chad.
And it appears that maybe one of the Episcopal players is asking for a sub, Josh Lipschitz, but there is no substitutions as of right now, so he will have to keep playing. As that ball headed and saved by Hank Green. Great save.
Great save by Hank.
As that ball was headed by number 35, Alejandro Ford. Good punt. And here's Kofi Eugene showing off his speed as he tries to take control of this ball.
I believe that was a handball that they missed. Refs missed.
And, you know, the frustrating thing about sports is referees don't see everything, and they're people too, so they make mistakes just like everyone else, but sometimes those mistakes are very costly in terms of the outcome of a game. So you always got to be careful when you're a referee. It's a tough job tough job to do. That ball booted out by Olive Schroeder. That could have been set up perfectly for a Woodberry Forest goal if that did not happen, but thankfully it did.
Olive boots that one to the moon.
Wow, see that save?
And here's number 10 for the Woodberry Forest. Sudhit Sangala. Or my apologies, it's going to be number 9, Robbie Handelsman, who will take this ball out. Close to the corner, but not a corner kick.
It'll be a throw in here.
Shot on goal, saved by the Episcopal defense.
As a few players in the Episcopal squad have played every minute of this game. Those would be Jake and Egan, Olive Schroeder, and I believe Will McMillan. So the whole defense hasn't been out, along with Elias Homer. So Van Seagraves checks in for number 4, Josh Lipschitz.
And Quinn, I would just like to point out the very helpful man that I feel like some people may not notice all the time, but F3 Nix is his Instagram account. Corey Royster, who's our I like to say he's our team photographer, but he shows up every now and again. You'll see him around campus. And
I love that play from Seagrave. I love it. Even though it's a penalty, I love it. I love the energy Seagrave brings. Shout out Corey. Corey takes some very nice flicks.
Very great pictures for the Episcopal teams, and they are very good.
If you talk to Corey too, just a real humble and nice guy.
Real great guy. And he's very good at what he does. Shouts out to F3 Nix on Instagram if you're interested in following. As the Woodberry offense takes possession here, number 17.
Also a little shout out to our new Instagram page, EHS Sports Media. If you guys could go follow that'd help us out a lot, and we'd really appreciate it. So thank you.
And the game continues on as number 10 for the Woodberry Forest is struggling to get up as he seems to be injured. And he is limping right now. It appears to be his right ankle and or leg as he's hopping on one foot over to the sideline.
Kyle was quick to attend to the injury.
Needed an immediate substitution. Number 14, Mr. Wyatt Jones, will be coming in for number 10 as he goes directly onto his back. And Kyle, our athletic trainer, will take good care of him.
As we're entering about 16 and a half minutes here in the second half, it is 2-0 Woodberry Forest over Episcopal right now. The Maroon have the ball on this side of the field, and they're attacking a little bit here, so let's hope they can snag a quick goal.
And definitely in the second half of this second half, I think the Episcopal offense and defense need to do a little bit more in terms of working together on the same side of the ball and kind of getting these passes to where they need to be. As the Woodberry offense takes this one downfield. Good ball movement by them. Ball intended for number 8, I believe, on the Woodberry team, but that ball is deflected by Olive Schroeder for the Episcopal defense. Great shove by number 11, Hunter Hammond, as number 21 goes to the ground. And the Episcopal student section is absolutely going crazy as the football team is right in front of that scuffle, and they were
That's a weak yellow
they
card.
they were
weak.
little boying that player right there, and there's a man over there doing push-ups and showing that Woodbury's not as strong as us. They can't do it like we can.
They can't. I believe that is Emre Sensoy. He is a machine.
And that was a little boy moment for the Woodberry defender as Episcopal tries to maintain possession here.
I think that's a weak yellow card too. I mean, I don't agree with the call there, but the ref might have saw something I didn't. So, you know, they always have their own perspective, and we're not on the field just like they are. So.
And Kofi Ajim and Hunter Hammond accidentally run into each other as that ball would have been, I'm sure, taken with the speed of Kofi Ajim. He has number 17, but unfortunately broken up. But Episcopal will maintain possession here.
As Chad Schmachtenberger on the sideline says, and I quote, "We need one here, boys," and the boys do need a goal here. So he couldn't be any more correct than that.
And if this scoreboard was off, then you would think that the Episcopal sideline is winning this ball game, as they're much louder and they've been standing this entire game, and it's just great to see that even when you are down that they still show support of the guys that are on the field and making it happen for the team.
Yep.
So that ball's bombed over the head of Jake and Najim. He tracks that ball down, hits it out of bounds. As Will Hurst, one of our ball boys, will run and go grab that.
He doesn't look too pleased to grab that ball.
Most definitely. That ball did go quite a far way, as number 14 for the Woodberry Forest will score that goal. That is Wyatt Jones. And Woodberry will unfortunately take a 3-0 lead in this ball game here, as the heart and soul of this Episcopal bench seems a little bit defeated, as they just took that 3-0 lead.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate play. Good cross, good goal. Not much you can do about that one. I mean, Episcopal's got to kind of lock in here and try to get a few goals up. Try to fight till the end. They can't give up now.
So, Quinn, out of the 3 quarters of the game that we've watched, what is your outcome on an outlook on the Episcopal offensive side of the ball? How do you think those guys are doing in terms of playing together?
Well, to give my 2 cents, I think the defense is doing a good job. I think they can tighten up on some of these corner kicks and close balls in the corners. As the offense goes, I don't think the offense is putting enough pressure as they should be. I don't know if that's because Woodbury's defenders are very skilled. I'm not out there currently, so I can't really give my 2 cents about that. But I feel like the Episcopal offense needs to be more aggressive and just try to put some goals in. Try to get some balls in the back of the net. That's the goal of soccer.
I would agree. I would have to say that I feel like the biggest piece of this game for the Episcopal offense is just fundamentals. I mean, dribbling the ball, passing the ball. I feel like some of the passes and some of the dribbling it's been a little bit sloppy, and I know in a big game like this, in a big rivalry game especially, that there's no room to make those type of mistakes. And so I think in these last 10-15 minutes of this second half that hopefully they can turn it around and maybe get a goal on the board.
Mm-hmm.
As Woodberry takes possession again. Great save by number 21, Van Seagrave, as Hudson Daughtry tracks that ball. And I believe that will roll out of bounds. And here's Mark Mills walking by the sports media crew right now.
Mark Mills, our beloved
equipment manager. And he will get you anything you need. He's a great guy to know, great guy to get to know, and
I love Mark. Mark's one of my favorite people at the school.
Yep,
Mark
mine
and
as
Kyle,
well. And
2 goats in the athletic room.
They are both big pieces of this Episcopal community. As Mark has been here for quite some time. He's got many stories to share, and he's a just all-around great guy to get to know. And I'm not sure the confusion here is the scoreboard horns. I believe it's a timeout as water bottles go flying. Oh, one of them got destroyed as Woodberry is making a fool out of themselves, chucking the water bottles and then exploding all over the place. At this point, they're just not going to get water. So they're not going to stay hydrated. And so that's the only thing they're missing out on, which is unfortunate for the Woodberry team. As the person who was injured has just gotten up on his 2 feet as Kyle is assisting him.
I know Hudson's definitely frustrated about that injury. He's been waiting for this game, and he's one of the best players in the squad. So hopefully he can he looks to be walking off the field quite fine now, so hopefully Kyle can give him some medical attention and get him right back out there, because the Maroons are definitely going to need him.
And we're just passing 21 minutes here in this second half, as I believe it's going to be an Episcopal ball, but I'm not. Yeah, or Woodberry ball. So they'll take this kick out of bounds. Header by Van Seagrave, as they are right near the student section of the Episcopal Maroon. And that ball is going to roll into the arms of the goalie for Episcopal High School, as Olive Schroeder will take this ball all the way up. And here's the Episcopal defense, or Episcopal offense that we were looking for, as the Woodberry defense just slide tackles right into that ball, as I believe it will be a throw-in close to the corner, but not close enough, as it will not be a corner kick. As Van Seagrave's going to throw this ball in. And so this is going to be a corner kick, I believe.
As for our new viewers, it is coming up on the 23rd minute of the second half. It is 3-0 Woodberry Forest. This game's being played on Bryant Field, our home to the boys varsity and girls varsity soccer squads here at the Holy Hill. And Holy Hill, pretty cool nickname, Steve.
I would have to say so.
I don't think Woodbury's got one cool as that.
I don't think they do, as Holy Hill's inspired by the hill that we sit upon, as well as the holiness of the hill.
There you go.
There's
you can just call Woodbury just the forest, I guess.
Yep. There's a seminary, religious seminary, right across the street from the Episcopal campus.
Attaboy, Olive.
That ball booted by Olive Schroeder. That is number 37 for the Woodbury defense. Tries to track this ball down, or offense, I should say. Jacob and Jean looking for Kofi Ajim. That ball tracked down, but cannot be recovered. That will be number 23, John Schultz, throwing that ball in. Reed Applegate, good chest bump. But it'll roll back to the Woodbury defense.
I like the physicality from Whit Ravenel there, playing with a little bit of shoving and stuff. I love it. I love it. It's getting a little chippy here.
That is great footwork by the Woodbury Forest team, as Episcopal defense tries to do as much as they can to stop this ball from going into goal, as Reed Applegate takes a great defensive stop, which was much needed as he was working for that. Ball stays in bounds as Woodbury continues to recover. And Kofi Ajim will track that ball down, number 17. And the referees are over here talking it over. It appears that the number 9, Elias Homer, has maybe a tight hamstring or something, but he appears to be stretching that out. Could be a cramp issue. But referees are figuring it all out. There was a stoppage of play briefly. However, things are going to continue on, as it'll be Episcopal's ball, I believe. Elias Homer will take it, as he is clearly not hurt anymore, as that is bombed. Header by the Woodbury defense, tracked down by Josh Lipschitz, number 4. As Kofi Ajin, number 17, takes that down the corner. Tries to save it. Pass made by Kofi Ajin and number 13 on the Episcopal team, as Woodbury's defense just booms that ball out of the corner.
Good little opportunity there for the Maroon as we're entering the 26th minute, down 3-0. Good crowd now. I mean, we got the whole football squad. We got a lot of upperclassmen, some underclassmen, and got a packed sidelines. Hopefully we can get a goal here, get the boys fired up.
As number 15, Jake Najim, comes off the field, he'll be subbed in by number 22, Will McMillan, for the Episcopal
And Hudson
Maroon.
Daughtry looks to be okay after his apparent injury. I knew he'd be back, as he's a dog.
And I believe
he'll be subbing into the game soon, next stoppage.
And hopefully in the little time that we have left, Hudson and this offense can get something going. As
Hudson heads on for, I believe,
nobody.
For no one, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know who's subbing out.
Van Seagrave's out. He's on the other sideline walking around, it looks like.
Van Seagrave doing what Van Seagrave does best, which is no one knows.
You couldn't have been more correct about that one, Steve. You really couldn't.
And here's this Woodberry defense. That ball soars out of bounds. Possession goes to the Episcopal Maroon. Number 4, Josh Lipschitz will take this ball out, throwing it in. And that is a huge throw-in. Saved by number 23 on the Woodberry defense.
Well, Episcopal just really can't get anything going on offense. They're getting the ball near the box, but it's getting kicked out every time. Woodberry's got a super strong defense. I mean, if you got number 35 there and you got the other big dude, I believe he's number
40.
Number 40. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to stop those guys. They're both probably over 6'3", big, physical, fast, strong. I mean, it's just tough to get past those guys.
You've got a senior and a junior, Jock Bullock, and then Alejandro Ford, 2 defenders.
Wow, it's crazy that Alejandro Ford's in my grade.
Am I good?
Wish I was as tall as him.
And here's the Woodberry offense still taking control of this game as the Episcopal defense tries to contain, as 35, Alejandro Ford, the defender, has actually just made that play. And that ball soars over the goal. Shot by number 11 on the Woodberry Forest team, Alan Bumpy.
I believe that was deflected off of an Episcopal player as Woodberry gets another corner kick here.
That 21.
And that ball soars just over the goal as number 37, Alexei Klapetshunsky, will take this corner kick.
I think you actually got that one right, Steve.
There you go.
Good stuff.
Game's almost over, and I finally get it.
Wow, great save by Hank Green as he tips that one right over the net. That would have been a snipe. As we're winding down here, about to enter the 30th minute, as number 15 for Woodberry looks to check in. He's been standing for a little bit of time now. That would be Toby Warmack.
And those are the type of saves we need out of this Episcopal goalie here, as Patrick Carr was playing a great game in the first half. That ball slips right past the Episcopal goalie, as I coincidentally just said that, and Woodberry Forest will take a extremely commanding 4-0 lead, and I'd say that Woodberry can have their cigar by now.
Yeah, I mean, they played a good game today, but I mean, Episcopal's fought. They fought really well in the first half. I believe they got a little tired in the second, and it just hasn't gone their way.
Not at all.
At least we got a quick walk back to dorm. Some fun things tonight. Woodberry's got a long drive home.
Yeah, I would not like to be them. Even if they do win, I would not like to be them.
Yeah, a long way back to camp in the forest.
What's more fun than that?
I can name a million.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. As this Episcopal offense just cannot seem to get anything going, as that ball was down their side of the field for quite some time. Will McMillan, ball intended for number 6, Whit Ravenel, but deflected. And we are just passing 31 minutes now as number 13 for the Woodberry Forest Tigers comes in, Parker Tallman. He'll be subbed in for number 9, I believe, Robbie Handelsman. And so I believe the Episcopal High School team is going to have some substitutes. Number 23, Evan Davis, along with number 20, McLeod Blunt. And as well as number 28, Benny Wang, who I believe will be coming in for goalie as he is getting himself ready.
Love the fit from Benny today.
He's got some bright yellow shirt, shorts, socks, bright red gloves.
Gotta love the bright red
nice
gloves.
glasses,
And the sports
nice
goggles.
sports goggles on. He is ready to play, along with the other 2 substitutes.
Who is McLeod Blunt and
Evan Davis.
Evan Davis. Absolutely. As a key part of this team, 3 guys, actually 4 guys. Chad Schmachtenberger, you got Javi McGowan, Eliseo Sugenzia, and Will Cronin, all key parts of this missing squad that they desperately wish they'd have right now. I know Javi brings a great presence of leadership, speed, and force to the squad, along with Chad's speed and wisdom. Will Cronin's got very good ball skills, and Eliseo, I believe he might be the leading scorer this year, as he's been having a very good start to the season.
As Hank Green just made that impressive save about 20 seconds ago. And there's another incredible save by Hank Green as he catches that right in the bottom of his legs. And you can tell that the Episcopal sideline was very excited about that. No matter what the score is, they are proud of their teammate. As this Woodberry offense just is not letting up. No matter what the score is, they are not letting up as Reed Applegate tries to sprint that one, but it rolls just out of bounds as he appears to be in a little bit of pain, but nothing to worry about.
As John Hong, Hunter Hammond, and Hank Green sub out for Benny Wong, McLeod Blunt, and Evan Davis.
And here's Hank Green running to the sideline as he's played a very impressive second half for the Episcopal Maroon. Not what he'd like to see on the scoreboard, but definitely a great game and a couple great saves made by the young kid, and he will be a valuable asset to the Episcopal teams yet to come.
Raleigh's finest, straight behind Steven.
Absolutely. There's Wood Ravenel. Ball intended for Elias Homer, but I believe that will go over the head.
Oh, come on, Malik. Let us get some love.
And here's number 23, John Schatz, with the throw-in.
Quick with that name, Steve.
Yeah, I know the kid. I know a couple of these kids. These young juveniles.
As we're winding down to the almost 35th minute here in this game between Woodberry Forest and Episcopal High School boys varsity soccer on Bryant Field at the Holy Hill. As it's 4-0 Woodberry.
That ball will be hit out of bounds by number 2, Hudson Daughtry, is number 14, I believe, on the Woodberry Forest team. Wyatt Jones will throw this in. Number 16 comes in, Mr. Webb Ellerby, out of Raleigh, North Carolina as well. He'll be subbing in for number 14, Wyatt Jones, and then number 21 as well, Mr. Christian Kobilski.
And Van Seagrave, number 21, checks in for Josh Lipschitz, who is number 4 on the Maroon squad.
And Josh Lipschitz, I believe, has played almost this entire game, as I have not seen him come out many times, if any. But he definitely gave it his all, but came up a little bit short.
Yeah, most definitely, Steve. I couldn't agree more. As Chad Schmachtenberger gives his 2 cents from the sideline, trying to get Van Seagrave a little riled up, as they're good friends.
And here's Olive Schroeder kicking that ball.
Boot from Olive.
I believe pass was intended for either Kofi Ajim or Reed Applegate, but deflected. As Reed Applegate tries to play defense, but goes right past. Ball kicked out of bounds by Reed Applegate as he is grabbing that right thigh and looks like he is in a load of pain, but unable to tell.
I assume that was the injury he was dealing with earlier, Steve.
Yeah, I believe it is, as he continues to stay in this ball game.
Most definitely.
And here's McLeod Blunt trying to get past Alejandro Ford.
Cloud.
That's a little soft of a call.
And that will be a whistle, I believe, on Reed Applegate, as he is showing a bit of confusion, as am I, in terms of what that call was, as it appeared to me that they both went for the header. Looked like a 50-50 ball. Unfortunately, number 15 was a tiny bit taller, and so he just happened to win that. So.
And Steve, we may lose this contest today, but I guarantee every other sport's coming for Woodberry.
I agree,
including football. It's coming up, the big game. I believe it's the 123rd matchup this year. I could be wrong. It's around there. But we're all bringing the heat for Woodberry this year.
Most definitely. And thankfully, it'll be held at home this year, as it was away last year at Woodberry
no one
Forest.
wants to travel to Orange, Virginia.
Absolutely not. And 2 years ago, it was unfortunately missed due to COVID, but we are happy to host it back here on the hill. First time since, I believe, 2019, my freshman year.
And Steven gets lucky with the little home game Woodberry.
Very
for
lucky.
his senior year.
Absolutely.
As I get it for my junior year.
Yep.
We got away freshman year.
And I believe you were supposed to have it.
We had it away.
I believe you were supposed to have it your senior year, but due to COVID, it messed up the schedule.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
I mean, who wouldn't want to have it in Alexandria? We got Old Town.
Yep.
We got everything here. Everything
absolutely.
You need.
But I will say, down in Charlottesville, the Troubletree is definitely a good time.
Yeah, Charlottesville's a very good time.
Absolutely. If you're staying at the Doubletree, you are definitely in for
quite a night.
Quite a night. And that ball soars out of bounds as Elias Homer, number 9, will take this ball. I believe it's a corner kick, so we'll see that big turn that he has on that ball.
As we're entering about the 39th minute here, 4-0 Woodberry Forest.
And that ball soars over the head of number 20, McLeod Blunt.
Oh, almost scores there.
And Elias Homer tried to kick that ball. Ball backed out. Will McMillan will take this ball as number 4 for the Woodberry Forest. We'll try to stop that as Will McMillan will pass this ball in. Pass made to number 5, Reed Applegate.
Good touch there by Reed. He looks in like a load of pain right now.
Oh, and there is Kofi Ajim getting basically clotheslined. Or maybe dead-legged, I should say.
As we're winding down into about extra time now, as the clock's been stopped.
Clock is stopped at 39 minutes and 22 seconds, as the scores table was supposed to stop it at a different time than they did. So all is good as we're entering extra time, and this game is still 4-0 Woodberry Forest.
As I'm not sure what happened there. As we have a player down, I believe it is an Episcopal player.
That is number 2, Hudson Daughtry, as he's limping over. And
tough game for Hudson. He's been dealing with some injuries, I know, because I'm in a movement for the athlete class for him where we get stretched out and try to get all our athlete bodies right for our sports. I know Hudson's been dealing with a few injuries, so just a tough one for him, as I hope he's feeling all right and he can get back on the pitch as soon as possible. Probably not in this contest, but the next game.
And there's Hudson Daughtry being picked up via golf cart by none other than Kyle McCuskey, who is, like we said earlier, one of our great head athletic trainers.
Kyle, a Minnesota Vikings fan, as they take on the Philadelphia Eagles this week.
Oh, now, Quinny, I know you're definitely going to.
Big Philly guy. Big Philly guy.
Definitely going to be pulling for your birds on that one.
Oh, yeah. I love it, Olive. Let's go, baby. As Olive Schroeder, ton of effort there. I love it. I love him.
And that'll go out of bounds. Wanted to be made. Saved by Benny Wang.
And that is the game. It is 4-0. Woodberry Forest takes the game over Episcopal High School, the Maroon. And we had a fun time today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm signing out as your analyst, Quinn Armstrong.
And I'm the play-by-play Stephen Lilly, and it has been a beautiful day on the Holy Hill, and thank you all for tuning in to EHS Live on YouTube.
And shout out to our YouTube at EHS Live and Instagram at EHS Sports Media. Little plug there. And thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you next time on EHS Live.
Thank you.